Can you tell the world who you are and what you do?
Yes. Hello, I'm Can Evrenol, Director of Baskin. The first Turkish horror film to be ever released in America. It's going to be very soon, and it's also like one of the handful of Turkish films ever to be exported to the States, let alone a limited theatrical release. It's gonna be, and then like early 2016, it's gonna be on VOD and Blu-ray and DVD. And we premiered at Midnight Madness, Toronto, and then in our States premiere in Austin Fantastic Fest, we won the Best New Director award, and we're going to be releasing the film in Turkey next month, and it's going to be like crazy reactions we're expecting, because like never before in Turkey, like people are used to like a domestic film with this much intensity of gore in it, and it's going to be like good production value, which again, like Turks are not used to like Turkish horror and genre films being good production value, and I think it's going to be interesting. We're super happy, thrilled, exhilarated about this whole thing.
Can we talk about budget?
Budget.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are saying here they're low budgets, high budgets.
This is a micro budget film. We are like well under 500 grand. And there's no government sponsorship was involved, and we basically financed it ourselves a bit. And through my success with short films, we were able to like convince the financiers, and like through XYZ Films, we got some nice hookups, some nice connections. People love the film, so like we have a good journey. Now we sold the film to Russia, Australia, Germany, Canada, America, Scandinavia, England, and some more are coming.
Can you talk about a couple of the obstacles, you know, your challenges with such a low budget or with so much pressure to do it, you know? How do you handle that?
I think the biggest pressure came with the reputation of Turkish genre films in the industry. When you're doing a horror film, like when you come up to somebody saying a horror film, they say like, they immediately think of little money grabbers with low production value, Islamic exploitation, kind of like demons kind of stuff. And on top of that, when they read the script, it's a bit of like a nightmarish, dreamish format, very personal film for me, so it's a bit art housey in my eyes, so they're a bit like also extra distance and scared about the thing. So it took us a long time to make this happen, but I'm a TV commercial maker, like a TV commercial director in Istanbul.
Yep.
And so like I had a good network of like talented young filmmakers that wanted to like get in this business with me for much lower than what they usually make, and so we were able to make it happen with a very talented, nice crew with a lower budget.
What's the obsession with horror movies? I'm not a big fan of horror. I love action, right? So horror,
It's 7.
Yeah.
I used to buy Manowar and Iron Maiden CDs just because I love the Frank Frazetta kind of artwork of Manowar, and also the Crazy Eddie of... I always had this fascination with horror, you know? Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake is horror for me, for instance. Like I imagined that like being very scary. Like if you as a kid like close your eyes and listen to it in an empty room, you'll get scared. So yeah.
Costumes, design, yeah, you know, a lot of our followers watch movies to get inspired by clothing. I mean, I like what you got, but but within the movie.
Within the movie, I just wanted to make them as raggy and like as dirty as possible. We had a really good guy with who was making these masks for us on board, Sinan, and he made an amazing job, I think. And mainly, what the bad guys kind of like the cult wear is like out of necessity, just like some rags and like plastic bags, and make them as primitive as we can, out of necessity in the short. And then what we liked and experimented with the short, we expanded them onto the feature film.
Can we talk about your
main man, boss Remzi, is actor Ergun Kuyucu here with us, and he's famous for some little but very effective villain roles in some Turkish films. Also a very popular Turkish TV series, bad guy who's
No, that's good.
Yeah, okay. Like who's infamous for like a finger cut scene. So sometimes they stop him in the street. Oh, you're the guy who cuts the finger. And now he's the good guy for the first time, and I think he did an amazing job. Ergun Kuyucu.
Right.
Thank you. That's me.
Did you choose this movie? Why did you choose to work together?
I like Can. I trusted him.
Yeah.
And as he said it before, there's no a good horror movie coming out from Turkey, and this was going to be. It was obvious, and I've done it with pleasure.
What was your favorite? What were your challenges within the role?
It was the first time I did the good guy. And he's a copper in a way, but he's kind of good-hearted. So
Okay.
it was the challenge for me, because to me, I've got this mean face. It's easy to do the villain, like I do it so easy. But doing the good guy was a challenge, and I think it came out right.
And he had a really tough time with the throat cut. The throat cut scene was really difficult for him. Like he was like soaked in like this like sticky stage blood for hours. He was sitting on his ass like in a terrible situation, and like the other guy crying next to him. Like it was emotionally and physically very challenging for him, wasn't he?
It was, definitely was. And remember, it was winter,
Right.
ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were the challenges.
How did you get into acting?
How? I was exporting a natural stone to United States before then. Then yeah, we had a company. I left the company with some money and went to Far East. I was thinking what to do next. A lot of people would tell me that I would, get into acting. So I thought I should give it a go. And coincidentally, when I get back to Turkey, a friend of mine started being a producer of a television series, and he asked me for a small role.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Who's one of your actors that inspired you? Who do you look up to?
Honestly, I don't get inspired by anyone. There are lots of people out there acting, and I really admire them.
Yeah.
But I'm just being me,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Favorite movie? I'm a big fan of The Godfather. Come from an Italian background, so I can relate to it. That's why I like the movie.
It's a Wonderful Life is my favorite movie.
Okay. Why?
James Stewart, I love him.
Yeah.
He's so cool, and that movie was got me.
Fantastic. What about you? I've interviewed Glenn Fremantle. He won the Oscar for sound editing in Gravity. I've interviewed Sir John Hurt. Just for me, amazing to connect to those people. Who has inspired you?
Just when you say John Hurt, like one of my all-time favorite films is Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Also, like when people ask me this question, usually I answer The Fly, Cronenberg's The Fly. I love Space Odyssey 2001, one of my all-time favorite films, and many of The Thing. I have it depends on my mood, basically.
Okay.
I love Quest for Fire. Jean-Jacques Annaud's Quest for Fire. It's an amazing movie, very inspiring for me.
Right. How long did it take you to do this all up? You've been working to
Pre-production, 30 days. Shoot, 28 nights, 4 weeks. 2 months of post-production, like from day one to Blu-ray, it was 4.5 months. And when I say day one, we didn't have like 2 actors, we didn't have the mask guy, we didn't have the effects guy yet. Like, we were like in negotiations still. We didn't have 3 of the locations. It was just blitzing it, like.
What do you expect to get out of it? What are you looking for from here on end?
To be able to do my second and third projects. I hope like this film is gonna get me the attention to collaborate with like-minded people and to reach out to people who can put my work out there.
Yep.
And being able to do this.
Just one last question. Social media marketing. So I built a brand from zero to hero. All online.
Awesome.
I'm noticing here, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's not strong. Is that just Spain generally, or?
For Sitges, you mean?
Yeah.
Actually, yes. I mean, when you compare it to some other because like Sitges is, I think, one of the like 2 or 3 biggest genre film festivals in the world. If you compare it to Midnight Madness and Fantastic Fest, yes, like social media wise, they are like a couple steps ahead maybe.
Yeah.
But this place has a different style, you know, like when you go to those festivals, it was like shorts and t-shirts, but this is a bit more proper, maybe a bit more old-fashioned in a way,
Yeah.
but in a classy way, which I really admire and like. But like now they had a iPhone app this year,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. And for our movie, like we were like really, we have like one of the best social media guys out there, Jonathan Bunning, Baskin, hashtag Baskin the movie, and baskinthemovie.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we're all over.
Oh, brilliant. Well, we will connect. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck with it and enjoy your moment.